Alright, Modern Guile, pros and cons, here we go. Alright, so pro number one with Guile is kind of a weird one. It's one-button charge moves. So for the most part, one-button charge moves are kind of just bad, because you still have to charge for them, and so there's really no point to not just doing the input, because you basically have to do most of the input. But the one difference is that for normal charge moves, you have to, for instance, if you're doing flash kick, you have to hold down and then press up to do flash kick. But for modern, you can hold down and press the special button, and you don't ever have to hit up. And the reason that this is good is because it allows you to retain charge even with attempting a flash kick. Alright, so I've got Cammy here to kind of demonstrate why being able to do a flash kick without losing charge is good. So Cammy is doing jump pressure, right? She's either doing the crouch heavy punch or the crouch jab, right? Those are the two things that she's doing. And so if I want to flash kick through the heavy punch, but I know that she can do jab, which is a true block string, and does not allow me to flash kick, normally, if you are in Classic, you have to just guess, right? And if you go for the flash kick input, like right there, I went for the flash kick input, but she did a jab. And so since I pressed up, I lost my charge, and so I can't flash kick something else. For instance, I could flash kick after the light punch, in case she goes for a mix-up there, to go through that. But if I am playing modern, I can just press down, and I don't have to lose charge, and I will still have charge after the sequence, so I can flash kick both the crouch heavy punch and after the crouch jab. Classic cannot do this, because Classic will have to lose charge. Classic has to pick if he either flash kicks before the drive rush or after the drive rush. Or like before the drive rush normal or after the drive rush normal. Modern Guile can just mash the button and get either one. So that's pretty nice. Also, by the way, this works even for level 3 because it's also a charge move, and also it technically works for level 1. Although that, you have to hold back, and you can't hold down back, so it's more risky. Alright, the next pro of Modern Guile is one-button Sonic Hurricane. So, also just to let you know, he can do one-button Sonic Hurricane and does the forward one, but if he does the input Sonic Hurricane, it does the up one. Just thought I'd mention that. Alright, so one-button Sonic Hurricane, since this is a projectile and it has massive range, it can be used as a fireball punish. So to demonstrate, we have Ken here. He can jump and throw a fireball. And if Guile knows he's going to throw a fireball, you can level 1 through this. But keep in mind that level 1 itself, as you can see there, is not fireball invincible. So you have to do it pretty early. See, that will hit, but if you do it earlier on, the level 1 will beat the fireball. It's not super useful because you kind of have to predict, and if you know that they're going to throw a fireball, you have other options, namely jumping over it, right? But it is an option in your arsenal that you can use to beat things like that. Alright, the next thing about Modern Guile, it's kind of just a weird quirk about modern characters with installs, is that even if you do the one button, like the shortcut version of the install, it's the same move. So because normally, like for instance, if I do one button level 1, as you can see in the damage section of the UI, it says it does 80% damage. Well, one button installs, since it doesn't actually have a hit and it only gives you new moves, it doesn't make the damage of the new moves any worse. So if I just throw a Sonic Break, which you can only do because of the install, it still does 100% damage. So even though Modern Guile can do the quarter circle input for his level 2, there's literally no reason to, because this is the same thing, but there's no chance of accidentally dropping the input. Alright, the last pro of Modern Guile supers is simply that his level 1 and his level 3 are invincible to things. Of course, level 1 is not projectile invincible, as we saw earlier, but having a one-button reversal, as I've gone over in my other videos, is very useful to have, because you can do it to get out of DI pressure and burnout. You can do it to get through basically any pressure that has a gap. Having a one-button reversal that you don't have to do the full input for and you can do immediately on reaction is very useful. Alright, one more kind of weird quirk of Modern Guile. I don't know if this is actually practical, but it's the fact that he can charge his level 3 in two different ways. So normally, if you do the input level 3, you have to hold back, you do forward, back, forward, and then a button. In Modern, you have to press heavy. So let me demonstrate that. That's the normal input. You hold back. But in Modern, the one button version of his level 3 is a down charge move, which is very weird because the level 1 is already the back charge super, so he can down charge to get his level 3. Even though he normally has to back charge, so he can do both in Modern because he can do the normal input, or he can do the down charge input. I don't know if this is actually useful, but I'm just throwing it out there in case anybody knows something that you can do with this, but I don't. Alright, now we get into the real good things about Modern Guile. So even though his one-button moves are significantly below average, especially his specials, Modern Guile has the best auto combo suite in the game, if you will. So let's go over those now. His light auto combo is this little 3 light confirm into flash kick, and just starting off, this is really hard to do in Classic because canceling a standing normal into a down charge move is no easy task. But Modern will do it for you, so you will never mess this combo up. And of course, like most light combos in Modern, if you mash this on block, Guile will never do the unsafe move. He will always just do the first 2 lights and will be -2 in your face. So even if you don't know how they're going to block, whether they get hit, or if they block it, you are safe no matter what. Alright, the next auto combo is the medium auto combo, and this thing is an absolute menace. So on hit, Guile will go into the level 1 from the crouch medium punch target combo, and we'll go into OD flash kick. Now that does 3,000 damage, which is a nice chunk of damage, which is nice. But on block, you're -6, which is punishable frame data wise. But look at this pushback. Guile is point blank to Ken. If you do this target combo, you are -6 at this distance. And most characters cannot punish this. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, this is very, very safe. And you remember, you can space this a little bit, because even though, okay, it is possible, let me show you, it is possible to whiff the second hit of this target combo, but there is a spacing where you can get both hits and not be point blank. So you can space this to get even more pushback, and nothing is punishing -6 here. Alright, quickly I'm going to go over a few punishes that this has. Even though I said it's pretty safe, there are a few stipulations to that. So, for instance, our first punish is Ken's stand light kick. It's a pretty far ranged for a 5-frame normal, and if you do this target combo as part of this auto combo at point blank range, Ken can stand light kick you, as you can see here. And he can get a little punish off that, get a little bit of damage, whatever. But remember, if you step back, so right now I'm point blank, if you step back even a little bit, that stand light kick starts whiffing. And you are +12 if he whiffs that. There we go. So yeah, if you space this at all, and Ken goes for that, you can punch him in the face and get a full combo off of that. Alright, Ken actually has another punish to this, which is a lot better. It's level 2. And this one is better than the light kick, because let me show you. Even if you space it out, Ken's level 2 has so much range that you will get punished regardless. And now this, honestly, is it's kind of just a good option for Ken. But let me remind you, Ken's level 2 is not invincible, and neither is his light kick. So, if you have the read that Ken is going to try to punish this, you can just Sonic Boom. It's a free cancel, you know, doesn't cost any meter. You can Sonic Boom, and this works on the light kick too. There we go. Yeah, it works on the light kick. So, even though this is technically punishable, you can Sonic Boom through it, and also that's +9, and guess what's 9 frames? The back heavy punch. So you can get a full combo off that if you want. So even though there are punishes to it, they are not one size fits all, and you still have options as a Modern Guile player. And remember, even though this is a whole thing on block, it's a whole mix-up, on hit, you still get this entire combo. And one more thing for me to add, let me remind you that the auto combo only checks if the second hit hits. So even if Ken's blocking the first hit, if the second hit hits, for any reason, he still gets the combo. And this does more damage. Remember, the whole combo from the whole thing, the whole base combo, did 3,000. But if only the second hit hits, it does more damage because there's less scaling. So that's kind of fun. So yeah, you can't like press in the middle of it because he still will auto hit confirm. Alright, another punish for this auto combo is on Chun-Li. If she blocks it at point blank range, she can hit him with lightning legs. And this is a punish. I think you can do about it, except, again, if you're a point blank, you step back a teeny bit. That no longer works, and you are plus 34 if she whiffs that in your face after this. So you can get a full combo out of that. Just be mindful doing it point blank. And of course, you can still do it point blank if you just cancel in a Sonic Boom, because it will hit her out of the startup of the lightning kicks, and you can't like auto hit confirm off of the Sonic Boom, but if you know that they're going to try to punish it, you can cancel. Alright, and the final punish I've found, there might be more, I haven't labbed everything, but the final punish for this target combo that I've found is on Guile himself. If he blocks it at point blank range, he can do light flash kick on this. But, like everything but Ken's Super 2, if you are point blank, you step back a little bit. You space this at any spacing at all. The somersault kick no longer works, and you get a full punish. So, you can do that, and also, remember, you can always cancel in a Sonic Boom, which will hit him out of the startup, and you can combo him after that as well. So even though there are punishes to this, most of them are only at point blank, and all of them will lose to a canceled Sonic Boom. And the threat of those two things means that you can just kind of belligerently spam this auto combo. It's so good. Like, this literally carried me to Master. Just spamming this auto combo on people. It can very easily center your game plan around this. Hey there. One thing I forget to mention in this video is that even though, when Guile has meter, he goes into the level 1 for this auto combo. If he doesn't have meter, he just goes into flash kick. So even though I show it going into level 1 this whole video, just keep in mind that it goes into flash kick without meter, and just in case you were wondering, it will still do all the same things on block. Even without meter, it will not go into the flash kick. So yeah, even though this is like super duper good with meter, it's also super duper good without meter, because it still goes into a nice combo and it would knock down and all that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Alright, and the final auto combo we have to talk about is this one, the heavy auto combo. Also, just something to note, even though this is the heavy auto combo, it starts with your standing medium punch. This is just a weird quirk. Some characters, the button strength does not correspond with the actual normal it uses. That's just the way it is. Anyways, this auto combo on block will do the target combo into the OD Sonic Boom, which is plus 3 at a pretty far distance, so you don't get a lot of pressure off of it, but you are still safe. But, of course, on hit, since this is a heavy auto combo, it will go into level 3, and this will do 44% of the average opponent's health, or sorry, 43, I lied. This is not great because he will spend the OD Sonic Boom even on block, so you are still losing 2 drive to go for this, which is not great, but if you just need a quick and easy confirm into level 3 that will hit confirm itself, so you don't have to run the risk of being punished, this is always there. Alright, so now, as you can see here, we have switched to Classic Guile to show you some of the things that Modern Guile can't do. So the first one of these is this standing light kick. Modern Guile cannot do this move except as part of his light auto combo, but he cannot do it raw. So this move is part of the light auto combo. He will use it in the middle of that combo, but he cannot just do it raw. Which is unfortunate because this is part of Guile's like more advanced combos. You can do boom loops and then link back into this. I don't know how to do that, so I can't demonstrate, but this is a pretty decent move to have. It's a good little 5-framer, and Modern Guile does not have it. The next move that Modern Guile does not have is this move, Standing Heavy Punch, which is unfortunate because this is a cancelable heavy, which is always nice to have, and it has decent range. It can hit from a little ways away. The main thing about this move that it is useful for is on punish counter, you get a spin, and that's plus 14, so you can link into whatever sort of thing you want off of that, which is unfortunate. Modern Guile cannot do this move, but it is what it is. The next one, and possibly the worst for Modern Guile to not have, is this move, Forward Medium Punch. Modern Guile does not have this move. This is an overhead, as you can see on the UI. And even though, okay, I should also mention this. This target combo, where it goes low overhead, Modern Guile can still do this, but he cannot do the overhead raw, which is unfortunate because Drive Rush overhead is really good in this game. Even though they nerfed it, it still is going to catch a ton of people asleep at the wheel, and it's combos on hit, even though I'm missing it. There we go. Combos on hit, and it's an overhead, and it's plus on block, so Modern Guile does miss this. He would love to have it, but unfortunately he does not. Alright, only 2 more missing normals. The next one is this move, the upside down kick, forward heavy kick. This move is mainly used because it just has huge range. He jumps really far forward with it. And also, if you get a punish counter with this, you can link into level 1 for a nice little whiff punish because, you know, if you're in the mid-range, your opponent whiffs something, you tag them with this. It's nice to get a good chunk of damage off of that. But, I mean, it's not like Modern Guile doesn't have options in neutral. He just doesn't have this specific whiff punish move, which does sting a little. Alright, final missing normal that Modern Guile doesn't have is this move, down forward heavy kick. This little kicks you in the face spin kick kind of move. This used to be a lot worse for Modern Guile because this used to be Guile's only cancelable heavy that he can do crouching. So it was a good way to rat in a flash kick. But now that crouch heavy punch is also cancelable, Modern Guile doesn't miss this as much. It still does 1,000 damage to crouch heavy punch is 900. So you'll still lose out on a little bit of damage for using it in combos like that. But for the most part, it's replaceable with crouch heavy punch now. Alright, one more con for Modern Guile. It's not a huge deal, but this version of the level 1, the one that goes forward, is shortcut only. Because if you try to input the move, he'll just do that. He'll do the up version, which is not a reversal, right? Because this one, as you can see, this version is invincible on startup, but this version that goes up is not invincible on startup, but it does give combos. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Modern Guile cannot do the forward version of his level 1 with the normal input, so he will always be doing reduced damage. Alright, and that's kind of it with Modern Guile. He has some okay one-button supers. He has some really good auto combos, especially this one. He does miss quite a few normals, but overall, I think Modern Guile is a pretty solid option, just because of how belligerent he can be. A little bit of lore, this was the first character I got to master, was Modern Guile, because of this auto combo. It is so dumb. You can just spam this, and people will die. But yeah, that's kind of it. Modern Guile in a nutshell. Pros and cons. There will be more of these in the future. I don't know when, but I will try to make more of these. They will happen. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you.